Love Island? Oh, no. More like Drama Villa. That's a better name for it and all, since it's much more accurate. Ugh, this show absolutely sucks. For those who don't know what Love Island is and all, well, you're very fortunate, but for those who don't know what it is, it's basically a UK show and all that came out whenever, I don't know, and it got canceled way back in 2006, and then it came back somewhere in like, or should I say sometime during like 2015 or so, and it's refused to say dead ever since. It's basically a show where a bunch of corporate figureheads decide to take a bunch of people like, I don't know, models, Olympic athletes, the occasional UK celebrity, I guess. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with that many UK celebrities, to be honest. And they plonk them together on a beautiful villa somewhere in, I don't know, the UK, in some beach coastal resort area, something like that, and have them talk to one another, exercise, having them being recorded by 69 cameras around various rooms and stuff like that and all. And they have men and women being paired up together and doing pathetic challenges like cleaning out clothes and dressing and putting up dishes and everything, which is apparently supposed to be a challenge in some universe. I don't get how, but that's basically what the show's about, and it revolves around the rest of them being like watched talking to one another about mundane things and showing off their hot bodies and getting dressed and spreading drama and having office episode style little scenes where they talk to the camera like in a lot of shows. I think Survivor does something like that too and all. But Survivor is honestly a lot more enjoyable to watch, to be honest, which again is another reality TV show that my dad and sometimes my mom would like to watch. And honestly, that is way much more of a island survival challenge kind of show and all than anything the actual Love Island will ever be. That's for sure. And apparently, the whole challenge of Love Island is to, I don't know, be like I said, and I'll go through those pathetic challenges and stuff like that, and start shagging each other and hoping that the audience hopes that they'll kiss and sleep together in bed or whatever, and showing off their hot bodies and exercising and going in the pool and stuff like that. It's just toxic. And then apparently the winners, quote unquote, get like 50 grand or whatever. But honestly, it's quite a loss considering how many brain cells you probably would lose by going through this whole challenge, and that and all your politeness and dignity as a human being. And in case you're wondering why I'm sounding so much similar to a different YouTuber, that's because I've seen a video from I Hate Everything and all. That video from IHG, by the way, about Love Island is absolutely great. You should definitely go watch it after this, unless you already have. But anyways, yeah, if I sound like I'm repeating the same things he said and all, it's because his video is great and it summarized a lot of the problems that I have with the show. I wasn't very much familiar with the show, other than that IHG video, as I already said. But that doesn't mean that I still don't hate it. It doesn't mean that I would still care for it or anything like that. In fact, quite the opposite. I can't stand it. Outside of that IHG video and all, the only other times I've seen anything of it was a few things in like Will and E's videos, and of course an experience that I had sometime in 2020 or so. I was on a camping trip with my parents, and it was late at night. It was like the last night of our camping trip and all before we would head back home and all for school to start, Labor Day weekend. And I was sitting on the couch in our little camper on the back of our pickup truck, and my parents were up on the bed and all, and our TV was open and it was dark in there and everything. And guess what was on? Love Island. And I thought to myself, oh God, no. And my parents refused to change it. They were just kind of listening there, kind of watching it, and they were perfectly fine with it. And I could tell that all the problems that IHE brought up were present in that episode, even though I wasn't paying attention very much. Ugh. And you may be wondering, what's the problem with the show other than the challenges being kind of just stupid and stuff? Well, the biggest problem is that I feel like the creators of the show specifically want to boil down human beings into their most simple and unlikable, bratty, selfish, toxic forms possible. Every single, in terms of physical wise, every single adult is, or should I say man, why did I say adult? There's no kids on the show. Every single man on the show is like a muscular model, half of them being tattooed or whatever, and having sunglasses and combed back hair and stuff like that. And every single woman isn't even attractive looking at all. I don't even understand how men would find them gorgeous or whatever. Half of them look like, as IHG said, carrots or slightly melted Barbie dolls. Ugh. And the way some of these people talk as well is just half of it can be just pointless yimmering and yammering that doesn't mean anything at all. Like commentary like, "Oh my gosh, it was so like surprising and I was not expecting that at all." Yeah, very very substantial, I'd have to say. Yeah, very much. Ugh. And some of it I can barely even understand what they're saying and all. I know that may sound racist or whatever, but it's not and all. They're clearly just British people and all, but some of them, again, as Aichi said, could probably do with some subtitles. It's awful. And like I already said, it promotes this terrible, like toxic and obnoxious, self-absorbed kind of making your partner jealous kind of thing and all, and spreading drama like you're in, I don't know, elementary school or whatever. It's overall just incredibly ridiculous and unpleasant to watch at times. It's boring and repetitive, and by the end of the episode and all, not only do you feel like you've lost brain cells, but you feel like you've gotten nothing out of it. The episode ends exactly where it started. Nothing's changed. It's a vacuum of space, a Chinese takeaway, again, as Aichi said. I'm kind of quoting a lot of the stuff that he said. And it just it gives you this feeling of unsatisfaction and bitterness at the end of it all. And I just cannot stand it. And the fact that so many people just watch all these episodes and there's hours upon hours of it is just mind boggling and it doesn't make any sense. And also, as I said at the beginning, the title is not at all accurate to how it actually is. It's clearly not about love, it's about elementary school drama, and it's not really on an island like how I am right now. It's on some beautiful village style villa or whatever it's called. It's that's basically false advertising right there. It claims to be one thing, but it's clearly not that when you look underneath. But that's just the UK version. Yeah, there's a few other versions. There's apparently an American version, which I haven't checked out at all yet, but it's probably even worse considering how Americans tend to be at times. And no, you can't call me racist because I am American, for crying out loud. And being a person in America, a lot of people in America are, rambunctious, stupid, and technology obsessed, constantly trying to cancel each other, cheating on one another, making a big deal on the internet, etc. You get the point. But there is an Australian version, which I did see briefly one time in the video, as well as Aichi's little segment in his video on the topic. And I don't know, maybe it has to do with the fact that I really like Australia or something like that, which I think is kind of evident. I've yet to talk about my 2-week Australia trip I had in second grade. But I will admit, Love Island Australian, or whatever it's called, it's not as bad, and all the guys seem to be, a bit more nice and genuine and understanding at times, and they don't seem to be as obnoxious as the fools in the UK who are constantly at each other's throats and stuff. And the women are a little bit more normal, I guess. They're not ugly to look at, selfish pricks who have bratty dialogue with one another. They are a bit better, but it doesn't make it automatically good, to say the least. It's still just kind of eh. And also, there's some other things I want to bring up about the show. This isn't really anything to do with the Australian version, I don't think, but it does suffer from it a little bit too. The editing is also awful. Everything's constantly zooming and flashing and changing its look and everything. Stuff's pausing and flickering on the screen and everything and all. It's exactly the same problems I have with a lot of modern day YouTube channels and crap chat headlines and the Thomas reboot and Teen Titans Go and just a whole crap ton of terrible, flashy, mindless trash. And not only is the editing bad, but the music is also obnoxious and annoying as well. It's just ear bleeding to listen to. And the narrators at times, the Australian one is fine, I guess, even though he's not even Australian. Again, this is from what I've seen from the IHE video and all. The one in that video that, in the episode that he watched and all, he wasn't even Australian, he was Irish, I believe. That's kind of ironic and weird. The UK narrator, he's also, well, actually, it's not really an also. He's exceedingly irritating. He's constantly shouting every single line and all. And again, as Aichi said, they wanted some privacy, but they weren't allowed any. And the 7 cameraman and Jacob promised not to look. Oh, it's just, just shut up. It's just annoying. Just, can you please be quiet for 1 second, please? Or at the very least, be quiet, and also we can at least soak in the nice look of the environment, I guess, and not listen to all these toxic puppets talking about the way how their hair looks or something. Ugh. So yeah, the music is bad, the narrators are usually bad, the editing is awful. What else? Oh yeah, right. There's also After Sun, I believe, which is like some after talk show host kind of thing, which discusses like what happened in the episode, interviews people, that kind of stuff. I didn't even want to bother looking at that. I just saw the clip in the IHE video, and it just looks awful. There's a similar thing to the on the Bachelor or Bachelorette or whatever. There's something like that as well, which is all right. That's an all right show, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that or not because my parents are interested in it, but I never really was a big fan of it. Not that I've watched that many shows nowadays, anyways. I don't really care very much. But yeah, that's basically what it is. And honestly, I don't get why people would want to watch this. It doesn't add anything. It's just more mind-numbing, bland, flavorless, already satisfying pulp. And when I say satisfying and all, I don't mean that in a good way. The actual show itself and stuff like that, the actual Love Island, despite it being an unsatisfying show and all for how it actually feels and stuff like that, it's already fulfilling because there's already so much bland nothing being shoved down your throat and all that. With the After Sun thing and all, it's pointless because it's just more of that. It's just more of the same unsatisfying stuff and all when you're already unsatisfied from, or when you're already satisfied from the unsatisfyingness. Try saying that 10 times fast. So yeah, the After Sun thing is also stupid and pointless. And I think I've kind of said everything I need to about Love Island. It's just an awful show and it needs to be canceled and I can't stand it. You want to know who likes Love Island? Some people, I guess, I respect their opinion of, but I don't know why people want to watch this considering how toxic it is. It's kind of like supporting the Emoji Movie or something like that, or trying to defend Susan Wojcicki. It just feels wrong. Also, people like Susan Wojcicki herself, Mattel, Diantha, Nia, Rebecca, all Toyota Priuses, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Hillary Clinton, all Teen Titans Go characters, all Emoji Movie characters, all UTTP users, all Fortnite characters, and all other characters and people I dislike. They all love this show and hope it keeps going on forever, which, to my dismay, seems to be what's actually going to happen considering how much people still watch it. Again, I'm not exactly sure as to how it is now considering coronavirus. But still, yeah, there's a high chance that once this whole COVID thing ends, it'll still continue on, if it's not already. And you know who hates this show? Me. I hate everything, obviously. I believe Memeless and Will and E, I'm pretty sure that they have also made videos on the topic. Or at the very least, Will and E has. And plenty of other people out there, and all the other characters that I like, such as the Monster House, Demolisher, Violet Beauregard, the Poseidon, Withered Bonnie, and plenty of others. We all want this show to be canceled or to improve or stop getting any attention or something like that. So yeah, screw Love Island and screw Teen Titans Go as well because sooner or later I'm going to get my hands on that piece of junk and all that I've kind of feel like it's been kind of treated like a bit of a dead horse to be honest considering how much hatred it got way back in the day. But that still doesn't mean I like it, so yeah, it'll get a rant eventually. So I think I've said everything I need to about Love Island. End of rant.